Hi everyone, this is Aaron with Crypto Trends. Tonight is November 14th, 2018. Please keep in mind this is not financial advice, just my opinion. So we are talking about XRP and some bullish news. Banks versus banks. So what is that all about? Also another great important partnership for XRP Ripple. And let's get to it. First off, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and get notified of when I drop these videos. All right, so what am I talking about? I am talking about on Ripple, on XRP's site, on CoinMarketCap. They have a really good thing here with, their tweets and their Reddit. So definitely read their Reddit. It's a great place to get information from. And what I ran across was this very interesting tweet from Stephen Deep, if that's how you pronounce his name. So shout out to Stephen there. And this is a link, and let's go ahead and read it. Banks are plugging into RippleNet to form their own network so they don't have to go through Swift. And this is from Susan Athley, director at Ripple. And with this link here, which I did put in the description, you can go ahead and click on this and listen to her, okay, talk about that. So this is really quite interesting about how the banks are going against the banks. And yeah, I mean, you have banks that are really, there's a majority of banks out there that have very, very low profit margins. And so they need the any way they can make a profit is great for them, right? And Swift is a big expense, especially when you're doing transfers. Ripple, XRP can save the day for them. And even though they have agreements with Swift or have used Swift for years and years and years, it's just a cost benefit thing. They simply just cannot afford Swift. And for us XRP holders out there, we know this. And so this is just confirmation of what we know. So go ahead, watch the video. Shout out to Steven here for putting this link up. And I thought this is very, very bullish news, because it gives us insight of what can be happening into the future. And all this daily stuff, there's a whole bunch of FUD going on, but if you look at XRP and what it has to offer, it is changing the financial system. And that and so there are some other coins that are actually changing the system in cryptocurrency, and there's some utility coins that are changing things. It's very disruptive. And so right now we're experiencing the pain part of it. But as far as pain goes, how painful actually is it? So I'm going to go over here. Let me shout out to Steven once again. Take a look at that tweet. So I'm going to kill that. So how painful was this crash today? People calling it a crash. Well, I'm looking at XRP USDT, and this is on Binance on the 4-hour logarithmic scale. And as we can see here, okay, fine, we have a medium line here. You can see that there's basically a trading zone. I'll go ahead and let me change my colors first. Let me change them to white. I like white. And there's basically a trading zone. So boop, boop, right here is the bottom. Well, I like to do it at the second bottom. That's just me. Other people do it different, but I'm doing like a Wyckovian thing. So let me hit that. Alt-H if you didn't know. And no, I did not want that color. But nevertheless, there it is. So let me click on that bad boy. Make that white. Okay. And that's a little bit thick. Let's make it thinner. All right. Okay. Fine. So there's that. And then up here we have a trading zone. Be on this one here. Boom. Okay. So right around here, this thing's just going to bounce around for a little bit, in my opinion. And this line here, long-term Okay, it's coming off of a little bit skewed because I drew this on like the daily chart. Let's go see what the daily is, because this is the 4-hour. Okay, yeah, lines up better there. Okay, so here we go. So it's lining up here, here, here. Boom. We have 2 points here, and then all of a sudden it's sitting here. Okay, right? Pretty classical stuff. Trading range is pretty big in this area here. And if we scroll in, it's bouncing right off of this line here. So pretty much all is looking good. XRP overall has held up. Is really held up. It is in this range. There's no worries. Where it could possibly go is where, if you think about box patterns and stuff, or the Bart Simpson heads, you could call this whole thing right around in this area is how they seem to work. So about in this range here, you could say, oh, okay, well, it might come down to, the bottom of this. Usually they're up about a quarter. Right at the bottom or to a quarter is where they hit. So maybe down here at this area here. And I just drew this red line here to kind of represent that. But it's not price, Give that a try, drawing with the boxes and stuff. It's a little bit different. It's kind of fun, but it helps you see that, okay, if it goes up, it goes down. Because usually what we've been seeing is like, oh, that's a Twitter. It's a message. Buy more XRP. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. That was my phone. Anyway, what it is we're seeing these huge spikes up and the huge spikes down. Boxes are, hey, they have a left and a right side. Pretty easy to see how things go. Getting the width of them, well, that's another thing. That's another thing. Look for some type of mirror quality. Yeah, I know about XRP. I'm talking about it right now. Okay, so yeah, look for some type of mirror quality where you could say, okay, well, this actually kind of mirrors this, and this is prevalent in like the Head and Shoulders. If you split the head right in the center, you have a left and a right side. Same thing. So you could say, okay, right around in this period here, right around in here, that's about the center. And so you could like draw your little box here, right? And then and drew about like right there. Say, okay, it can go up here, but that's just one of those things. And it can go up or down, blah, 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 whatever. I'm not worried about it. I usually trade on XRP pretty long term, okay? Pretty long term. I'm not worried usually about these little ups and downs on the daily. Take a look at the weekly. Oh, the scale's messed up because of this this big huge thing. Let me hit auto is on. Let me shrink it up. So as you can see here, oh there, okay, there's little lines. Yeah, it's come down a bit from its all-time high, but no biggie. It's still within that big trading range, okay? It is definitely up from where it is back here. And yeah, I mean, hey, tell me what you think about Ripple. XRP. Let me go back here to the, I like the 4-hour. Hit auto again. That's the quickest way. Boom. Oh, it doesn't look so good right there. But that's kind of like what I'm talking about with the box. See, as you can see a box right here pretty much. See how that pans out? So it looks like this box is closed, okay? It went from here to here. It's done. All right? And this was, you can look at the top of it. It's a downward pointing. And usually what happens is that you have a downward mouth where the mouth is open. The next one is where the mouth goes up. And so yeah, what I'm looking for is stuff. Yeah, this is not technical. This is not TA at all. This is not TA. This is somebody drawing on stuff. So I'm looking forward to do, something like this up in here, okay? So we'll see what happens. Best of luck to everybody. Could it drop? Yeah, it's a market. Have to say that. But for me, energetically, I am actually getting pretty darn good energy on XRP Ripple. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Okay, next thing that's really interesting that popped up. And this is this news. CIMB Group joins RippleNet to power instant payments across Asian. It's like Oceania, but it's Asian. It's Southeast Asia, okay? Southeast Asia. And if you didn't know, do you recognize this building? Do you know what this is like a picture of, or, you know, a rendition? That's Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur. So where is Kuala Lumpur? Malaysia. It's right about in here. See that? And you scroll in, and yeah, it's Kuala Lumpur is a city, man. So it's like doing this whole area here. I'll scroll out so you guys can see. There you go. Okay, you get the idea. So right around in here in this area, they have this thing set up here. Let's go ahead and read about it. So it's the 5th largest bank in this area, ASEAN. I can't pronounce it. Whatever, it's one of those things. I need more coffee. But anyway, the 5th largest bank. And Ripple, in this area, and Ripple have entered into a strategic collaboration to enable instant cross-border payments across CIMB's market. Yay. And on this partnership, so they're joining the RippleNet, and they're connecting with other Ripple customers, which is great. That's what it is. It's like their own little network, right? It's their own little network. Like we saw on that Twitter, hey, the banks are grouping together and forming their own network to pretty much bypass SWIFT. Yeah, so this is one of them, right? This is one of them. Moving on. More than 100 financial institutions worldwide is what they're connecting to. And it's a move that will allow CIMB to more quickly grow its global payments business. Great. It's helping them do business. And fantastic. So that's great. And further on down, let's see, there was a yeah, speedy technology, cost efficient. Yeah, we know Ripple does this. We know that it's low cost. I mean, just negligible, right? Hardly any cost. Super fast. It's being tested. It's been in the works for what, 4 years. It's getting more and more adoption. Yeah, I mean, things are going right for Ripple and XRP. And here's some interesting information. The World Bank projects that this year alone, remittances in Southeast Asia will grow to 120 billion. Additional data from the Boston Consulting Group suggests that the size of global market for cross-border payments volume is 27 trillion, and another 20 trillion could be up for grabs between, could be up for grabs between 2018 and 2026. Okay, isn't that cool? Approximately 39% of this remittance market is centered in the ASEAN region. 39%. Huge. Kuala Lumpur is a big deal. And yeah, and that's this area, and there's other banks there in that area. Yeah, I do believe, yeah. Anyway, let's get back to this one, because this is really like big news, okay? This is what Ripple XRP is designed for. It's what it's designed to do. So we are looking at a customer, and we're checking out some of its use cases. So Ripple's blockchain-based solution has been deployed to enhance CIMB's proprietary remittance product called SpeedSend. And this service allows customers to... Now, this is interesting. Okay, so pay attention here. So there's SpeedSend service, okay? This service allows customers to send and receive money with direct account crediting and instant cash collection. Isn't that awesome? And that's being hooked right into RippleNet. Isn't that awesome? The enhancement improves their access to cross-border remittances across the globe. Yes. Here's something interesting too. It is already enabling remittances to corridors such as Australia. So good evening there, guys, if you're watching. USA, UK, and Hong Kong. Awesome. There he is. Yeah. Good old Brad Garlinghouse. He's doing well for Ripple, I think. And I'll go ahead and leave this here. You can read the rest of that. It's just, it's like not even, it's like not even hype. This is just stating merely what it is. Okay, it's stating what it is. It's not hype. So like, hey, here's a partnership. This is what they're doing. It's going to save them money. They have a system that's going to be super duper speedy fast. It's in a high-end area here. This, I think, is like one of the tallest buildings in the world, and it has that cool little bridgeway. It was actually featured in a movie with they were like thieves with Sean Connery. I don't remember that movie, but it was cool. But this building was featured in it where they were basically ripping off the Fed. Oh boy, I tell you, some movies are people who write that are psychic, or they're given information or something. I don't know, but I thought this was really cool information, and today has been one heck of a day. The energy out there was really turbulent, and my previous video, oh my gosh, I was so excited because of the opportunities that the price dumps were given, and it's like I hit a target that I set that I wasn't sure would get called, that would get filled, and it did. And so I was very, very excited about that, and picking up on a lot of the stress from this war, so-called war between Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV, etc. And you know what? I'm tired of it. Bitcoin Cash, rarely talk about because it never showed up on like energy for it lasting. And by that, when I look at energies, I look at, you know, 3, 4, 5 years out, and Bitcoin Cash never had energy out that far, so it didn't show up, and so I didn't never talk about it. It's still not out there. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Let's go take a look at BTC right quick, because everybody loves BTC. I certainly do. Good things look forward to BTC. Yeah, nasty little spike. Looks like it's going down a bit. Huge volume candle there on that sell. Yeah, we all know this stuff. This is on the 4-hour. And right now it is at 56.94. Yeah, 56.94. Okay. Is this really a terrible, terrible thing? No, it's pretty much hitting right around this bottom trend here, going down a little bit, so we'll see what's happening. Don't forget that the futures closed today, or earlier today, and as we have seen before, that tends to wreak havoc on the market. And yeah, I need to stop saying "and" so much. I got to work on that. Nevertheless, BTC, bright future. Bright future. We have back coming up. We have so many things looking for it. We have all these trading desks, and you name it. It's just bright future for Bitcoin. And right now, hey, you can get it at a discount if that's what you so wish to do. So I'm going to see if there's any people on the chat. See if you guys have any questions. Go ahead and ask away. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. I love answering questions. Let me break this out a bit. To give you some waiting music here. Okay, a few people on the chat. This is late in the evening. So David G says, hey, David, how's it going? I was going to say something a little bit crude, but I'll control myself in a good way, you know, in a good way. So, hey, how's it going? Thanks for watching. Petronas Towers, that is right. That's the name of the building. The two of them with the little bridge in between in Kuala Lumpur. Yes, that is it. Thank you so much, Andrew. And then Marcus from Kansas City. Hey, it's late there. It's like, what, 11:30, I believe. But you know what? Crypto is 24/7. That's how I see it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And let's see. Let me see. All right, question. Do I think price will increase tomorrow? Volume has risen to 1.4 billion without price moving. Let's go. XRP. I usually buy stuff against Ether. Right now, we'll look at, yeah, XRP USD. Okay. So, like I just said, here we go. Let me scroll into even more. Can't guarantee it, guys. This is just my opinion. But I've been noticing this box pattern, this Bart head, I don't know, hairdo thing, and drawing the rectangles here are the easiest way for me to actually trace it. And yeah, I'm putting some lines here, but we have this pretty long support line. Let me go back here to the day so I can show you what I'm looking at. Scroll in, scroll in. Okay. And so I'm looking at this point here and this point here. Boom, boom, boom. I like it that it matches with the top of this one as well. Okay? I like that. And so to me, that is actually a really valid line. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? Super valid here. Boom, bounced off. Okay, so if we take our little box, this is on TradingView. TradingView is like awesome cool. Take our little box, boom, boom, right? So this one has basically closed. It is like done. And what I mean by that is you can think this is a computer program, guys. You are trading against computers. You are not trading against other people. Well, you are, but you know what that looks like when you trade against other people? The volume looks like this way down here. You can't even see it. It's like minuscule. Or it's like this, super tight with pretty low volume. Okay, that's people. That's what we amount to. Sometimes on the sell, yeah, we start to sell and it starts to trigger things, and the bots say, "Oh, they're selling. Okay, let's help them out." But so this is a box pattern here. Boom. And I'm thinking it's going to, let me kill this. Come on, thing. And what I'm thinking is that because this set is done, this is like a for loop if you're into programming at all. So this for loop is done and it's ready for its next cycle. And we all have cycles, right? So the next cycle is for it to either go up or go down. And so I'm looking at this long-term line. Boom. So I'm going pretty much with a trend. And it's still within this general trading range here. So I'm thinking it's going to go up a little bit. But don't bank on it, you know. I mean, this is not financial advice. I have to say that, guys. Follow your gut. Okay, follow your gut. I just showed you two great articles. This one here. Excellent. And I do believe I put the links below, okay, for that, so you can read it. But so I'm expecting it to go up. Will it be huge? I don't know. I want it to be like super duper enormous huge, but I don't, you know, it's, anyway. Will it go up tomorrow? I certainly hope so. Can I say for sure? No. Am I psychic? Yeah. Are you psychic? Yeah. You know, use your psychic powers. Also here, one thing to note is you see these lines, these are the Bollinger lines. Notice here how tight they got. And they squeezed it, okay? They squeezed it up. And then it drops. And there's a big diversion here. See, basically the same thing here. Squeezed it. This time it went low. Big diversion here. And then, oh, it needs to, like, when something expands too much, it needs to contract. Expand, contract. Think of like it's cycles. It's yin-yang, okay? And yeah, hold on just a second. Somebody's at the door. Okay, thanks guys. This is the mailman telling me to buy more XRP. Like I don't know that. All right, so let's see. Okay, there's my cursor. Okay, so one thing to watch out for. Let me go back to the 4 hour. It's a little bit easier to see. Okay, so there's that box pattern, right? Is that one thing to watch out for is that there is another pattern right here. So I'm going up to the top. So we could see something hit down in this range, in this low range of this trading area, to close this whole big pattern out. So you got to watch out for that. But you know, if you look at this, let me kill that box. If you look at this line right here, it closed. It's close enough to basically it had this loop, it closed up in this area, and then a huge down, it closed this whole box, okay? So basically we're pretty much starting from fresh, which leaves us back up in this area here. This is why I'm bullish. This is actually why I'm bullish. And keep in mind, this could be a couple days out. This could be a week out, month out. Okay? But tomorrow, which, you know, starting to get up there. Look at the little candle. Let's go into the, let's go to the 45-minute. See what's really happening. Okay? Oh, look. It's adhering to that line. Yay. So we'll see if it snakes along that line, but it's no longer doing this. Here's a pattern to watch out for. It's like a, I don't know what you'd call it. I call it like a tired line. Let me get my drawing tool. You'll see things like this where it just kind of goes and then it goes, oh, I'm tired. Ugh. It goes down like that. That happened on VeChain today. It was going along, going down. Tired. Okay? Anyway, so back to this doohickey. Yeah, so this line here, yeah, we'll see where it goes. I'm thinking about this region here. And yeah, this, I'm putting it up this high. So we could actually see something move tomorrow, or the next day, or the next day, or the next day, or not. You know, you always have to say or not. Could like dump. Hope it doesn't, but yeah, we'll see. But I am bullish on XRP. I've been holding XRP for well over a year. And I just sold a little bit to take some profit when it was at around 50-cent range, which I was happy about. And because that was the first time I've done that for XRP. And, you know, you got to do that every now and then just to, like, keep energy in the coin. So will it go up tomorrow? You know, I can't say for sure. I'm hoping it does. Just reading comments here. Marco says, I feel like XRP price is being manipulated for a long time. Marco, you drank the Kool-Aid, bro. You drank the Kool-Aid. What are my thoughts about it? Yeah, you drank the Kool-Aid. You took the red pill. You put it in your mouth and you swallowed the red pill. And all of a sudden you can see that it's been manipulated for a long time. That's what these box patterns are. That's why I don't go on these, really on these trend lines. I go on box patterns. Is because it has been manipulated ever since I got into it. This was well over a year ago. Okay. This is like if I sold now, I'm still in profit. Okay. That's how long ago I bought into XRP, okay? Yeah, here's a box pattern. Boom. This is not normal. That's manipulated. Here's one right here. Boom, you see that? I'll make it smaller here. See how that fits in? The 4-hour chart is a great chart. So there's one. Manipulated. Computer says let's start the cycle. Boom. And what is happening? Let's scroll in. What's happening here? It's going up and down. It's doing psychological warfare basically on the players of this game. And it's also fighting other bots. But what it's doing is it's going up and testing. And then it says, okay, well, let's go down. And then let's bump it up a bit. And think of it as fishing. They are fishing. And what are they fishing for? They're fishing for people to sell their coins. Okay? They are fishing for people to sell their coins. They don't give a crap about the dollar. Okay? They have the dollars. They have enough of them. They don't want them anymore. They want the XRP. And so we have these people selling XRP. And if you really want to know how I think of XRP and Bitcoin and stuff like that, I think of them as oxygen tanks. Like you're a diver and you're going to go diving in the deep blue sea. And so each little XRP is an oxygen tank. And yeah, you could have a whole bunch of oxygen tanks, right? You're going to go on a deep dive. And so you could sell some, you could buy some if needed, whatever, no big deal. But what if in the future they said, okay, well, eventually you are going to have to live underwater all the time. You will not be able to surface. And because I don't know, for whatever reason why, but let's just say that, okay? And so if you're in that scenario, you're going to be thinking, oh my gosh, I need as much oxygen tanks as I can get my hands on. And so this relates to the dollar. People are always asking about price, and it makes me wonder. In XRP and Bitcoin and a whole bunch of other cryptocurrency areas, people are, you know, not so friendly towards banks, and they can see that the currency market as a whole is really under stress. Okay, it's really under stress, and they know it eventually has to be replaced. So why are you trading in an asset for a liability? A liability is being cash. It's a promissory note. Okay, it's cash. Oh, looks like there's some movement. Hold on. You see that little line go up? Somebody just went bam. Let's go to 1 minute, see what happened. Huh, see? Boom. Isn't that cool? So we'll see if it comes back down and then goes up. But, ooh, there's the top hammer. Sweet. Bam. Isn't that, you know, I could just sit here with popcorn and watch the 1 minute charts. It's that interesting. But the thing is, think of it as you're trading in an asset for a liability. For a liability. A debt. That is cash. That is fiat. Okay? You're not exchanging it for gold. You are not exchanging it for tires on your car. Or silver. Or something like that. You are exchanging it for somebody's promise that here's an IOU, and that promise has basically devalued 92% since it started. That is fiat for the US. Okay, used to be able to buy things with pennies, not anymore. You know, little girls could get a dress for 5 cents. And this is like way back when, but shoot, I remember when gas was 68 cents a gallon. Yeah, good old days. No, I'm not that old, but that's how much things have fluctuated in price. Anyway, you guys are selling, you're trading in your crypto, your assets for liabilities, for paper, for fiat. Check out Venezuela. Venezuela, if you want more info. But this whole thing has been manipulated for a very, very long time. And let's see, does this show this? What is this on? That's on Bitfinex. It should have some info on it, but the scale here, you see this huge spike? That scale really bites it. But you can go back and see what's been happening. This huge increase that we had in January, February, that was manipulated up, okay? And now we're seeing it being manipulated down. Shrink that up. Let me just, I screwed the scale all up. Okay, that's better. Molto bene. But yeah, just box pattern, box pattern. You can see it up, down, up, down. It's not normal. Let's take a look at LMT. One of my favorite things to look at. Now notice this pattern. Okay. This is also on 45 minutes. Let me change it to 4 hours. Okay. So this is where we're seeing all the box patterns and stuff in XRP and in Bitcoin and in this and that, right? In the cryptos. Where do we see it here? We don't. We see higher spikes. See that? Higher spikes. This is emotions. This is emotions. This can be much better tracked and forecasted and represented with trend lines and technical TA. Okay? And Wyckoff stuff. That's, I mean, this stuff just calls for it. So I love TA in regular stocks. And yeah, it gets manipulated to an extent, but not what we're seeing, and that's because the liquidity is so much higher. Okay, it's so much higher. And this stock, LMT, is actually Lockheed Martin. It's one of my faves, and you can see, yeah, it's having a little bit of a bad day. But, boom, boom, boom. The whole stock market had a bad day. You had Nikkei down and the Dow Jones. So, this is the Dow Jones. But it looks like, notice the trend here. The Dow Jones Industrial Average. Notice red, 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 red. Boy, can you tell me somehow on these dumps here that doesn't correspond to Bitcoin? That there's no correlation to that? Yeah, keep your eye on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, DJI. Okay? Anyway, thanks for the question. Manipulated a long time. You betcha. Yeah, where was I? There I was. B cash, trash cash. Yeah, you know what? Earlier on my video today, man, hadn't read much or listened to or paid attention to that Dr. Craig Wright, but I don't know. I know he pisses a lot of people off, but I like him. At least he's honest. You know, I'd rather have somebody that's a little bit rough on the edges and honest than a nice liar. Gabriel says XRP to the moon. Yeah. Absolutely. Ah, ich habe Cancer. Du hast Cancer? No, das ist nicht gut. I do remote healing. I do energy healing, by the way. And some people see me that actually do have cancer. If you do, I'm not saying give me a call or whatever, but check out some stuff on Qigong, Qigong, and cancer on YouTube. Okay? And keep in mind that it is not a substitute, but a supplement to proper treatment. Okay? But if you do have cancer and stuff like that, the moving and the breathing and stuff like that could help you out if you truly do have cancer. And if you do, you know, blessings. Blessings. How do I see VET in the future? Being number 2 coin, second only to Bitcoin. Well, that doesn't look so good, does it? But let me scroll out to more of a long term. Okay, this is on VET, VET Ether, and really for long term stuff. Let me go out here to the week. Who do I see VET? Let's say 2020. What's happening in 2020? Anybody know? Tokyo Olympics. And what's going to be there? You have the largest mobile phone provider in Japan that is going to be working with VeChain. Isn't that cool? And yeah, they're going to be working with you know, other providers and stuff like that, other like vendors or whatever, but they're going to be working with VeChain. And also it's in Japan. So who else is in Japan? OceanX. What does OceanX do? They're doing BitOcean. BitOcean. It's going to be coming live here right quick. They're going to be done with their beta testing. So right now, where do I think that's going by 2020? I just drew it up there because I can't draw it higher. It doesn't like... Oh, it does. But it won't make sense, will it? So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. High hopes. You know, I only have about 100 VeChain videos. Go check them out. Go check them out. But I have high hopes for VeChain. Right now, you got to keep in mind that they are building infrastructure, and infrastructure takes a while to implement. I used to do that for a living. I was a computer guy. I would design the actual databases. If VeChain came... If the company wanted to do VeChain, they would tap on me, and I would be the one that would actually hook it into the computer systems and make our systems talk to their systems, etc. I would be the guy. And that takes a while. Okay, and Bright Foods, check out Bright Foods if you haven't. They want to both completely integrate vertically and horizontally. So vertically is all with the different layers within their business. Horizontally would be with other vendors that they deal with. So it could be a trucking company that they deal with, but that they use as a vendor, but they don't actually own the fleet of trucks. Okay, let's put it that way. So okay, so they use this trucking company. Boom. Okay, trucking company, you use VeChain because we want you to be able to, you know, zap the little package or whatever and log it onto the blockchain. Boom. That would be horizontal. Okay. But that's Bright Foods. Bright Foods is the second largest food manufacturer for China. And so VeChain being way up here, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that actually might be conservative. We'll see. But I have very, very, very high hopes. I'm super duper uber bullish on VeChain. Yeah, the only other YouTuber I've heard of that comes close to that I think actually understands the magnitude of VeChain is I think he's called Mac 007, something like that, but it's MAC, and he has he's a smaller YouTube channel, so you know, definitely give him a listen and stuff. He knows about stuff that's going on in the background, and yeah, I can pick up on that stuff, but there is far more at work going on with VeChain, and it's not just with VeChain, it's at higher levels than the company itself. Okay, it's the big boys playing with VeChain, and you can think of VeChain as not actually even being in the crypto market as a competitor, but more of a competitor to someone like Raytheon or IBM. Okay, it's in a different class. It's no longer, with what they're doing, it's no longer in the crypto class. Even though it's a cryptocurrency, it is really no longer playing in that field. Okay, cryptos for the most part, yeah, you have, you know, take out Ripple and XLM, Stellar Lumens, and you know, there's a few others, but not a whole lot more. You have the key that's mind-boggling, like going to be huge, I think, but you have a few that are really in the upper echelon that really don't play in the crypto realm anymore. And so when I look at price and stuff like this, I see a dump, and it's like this morning on my video, this is probably pretty obnoxious now that I think about it, but I was really super excited because I caught, you know, I like to catch knives going down, and I caught a good knife, and so I was happy. But as far as prices go, man, I really only look at prices for buying. I haven't sold any VeChain whatsoever, ever, and I'm just quietly accumulating. That's what I do. Always follow your own gut instincts. Okay, VeChain hasn't been looking so well. If you look at this chart, it's sucking wind, man. It looks like crapola. Yeah, somebody I think somebody accidentally dumped something here. Oops. But so it throws off the scale a bit, but it has been going down. Long time down, right? And there are forces at play here, so it's quite interesting. But VeChain, super duper uber bullish, and yeah, so that's my VeChain spiel. I could talk for hours on VeChain. Okay. Oops, I keep on doing that, don't I? Let's go back here. Look at some more questions. Hey, hit those likes, subscribe, notifies. You guys know the drill. Andrew says, amazing, nice. Yeah, Ocean X ATM at Olympics. Exactly. Ocean X ATMs at Olympics. Yes, that tied in with cell phone usage. Oh, Boom, put your little phone up there, have the VeChain app, boom, get some VET for you, right? Oh, you want to get a Coke? Hey, you can pay for it with VET. Give it a try. Boom, or actually maybe Thor, who knows? We'll see. But yeah, absolutely. 2020 is where I'm looking for VeChain to really take off. So I'm pretty much ignoring all of this garbage here. I'm buying. The only time I look is when it goes low. Okay, fine. Yeah, it picks them up. But I'm buying for 2020, 2021. That's how far out I go. I've showed you this one here, LMT, Lockheed Martin. Okay, there it is, Lockheed Martin. And so right back here is right around here is around 2013. And when did I first pick up LMT? Let's see, 95. I need to get out of the daily. I need to go to, let's go to the monthly. Wow, they don't have data going back that far for when I first picked it up. But yeah, I rode through this terrible, terrible spike. Didn't care, because I love the planes. But boom, because I thought that I knew where it was going. And here's our whole trend. Boom. From here, this is 1996, okay? And then this is current day. I bought, when I first bought it, was back probably around here in the 80s. When I first picked some up, about like 82, 83. And then I picked some more up here. But anyway, isn't that nice? So when I buy things for long term. I am not, man, I held through that thing and I held through this thing, and it's like, I don't care. Because I'm up here. Okay? That's how I see VeChain. That's how I see XRP. That's how I see XLM. That's how I see the key. And a couple others, okay? Quality stocks, quality coins that have the partnerships, because this is what the partnerships give you, is the longevity to have more partnerships. For Lockheed Martin's thing, it's more contracts, right? You know, build cooler planes. And that's what the partnerships do. They keep it alive for a long time. And yeah. But yeah, VeChain, man, I can talk about VeChain forever. Yeah, and then they have the natural gas thing. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, they have the natural gas. That's an absolutely huge thing. It's bigger than you guys know. Just think of this. How similar is liquefied natural gas to oil? Very, right? Very similar. So you have natural gas and oil, which VeChain hasn't looked at all. But you know, their little buddy, their one of their owners, DNVGL, they know all about oil. They do certification on the boats, so they know all about oil. And so we'll see what goes on with that. Keep an eye for anyway, that's what I'm going to talk about that. But VeChain is, there's bigger things in the works than we know of. Okay. Oh yeah, and then also another one from Andrew, the vaccines. That's right, the vaccines, huge. Plus you have the carbon credits. Okay, plus you have the carbon credits. You have that PIC, the insurance. You have the Thor, which is actually designed to be a currency. Okay, you have this and that. You have the VVID. You have the ability for it to be used without people knowing about it or having to pay for it. Yeah, that kind of like brings in the IBM and DOVU. Check out DOVU, DOVU. It's a coin, but that's what they're working with. Mobius. It's the Mobius consortium, MOBI. And so there's that going on with BMW. You have BYD. BYD. Huge record sales for this year. And that is for their little electric cars. Okay? Huge. Huge, huge. What else do you have? You have national agreements. National, not regional, national agreements. You have the tobacco thing, right? And last I checked, people smoke in China. It just goes on and on and on with VeChain. Okay? It goes on and on. Oh, Andrew said he subbed to Mac. Okay, so it is 007. Great. Good for you. Yeah, he has he likes to get into like he likes to get into interesting things. So, yeah, I listen to him. I like him. Maybe one day we'll have him on my show or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. So okay, you link. Don't know what you mean. Okay, the key. Okay. Andrew says, hey, I'm holding all that I named. Well, you have really good taste. Good job, Andrew. Let's see. What else we have going on? Yeah, natural gas. Yeah, he says, I'll shut up. Okay, fine. Oh, yeah, and the wine industry. Yeah, the wine industry. Forgot all about that. Huge for Italian wine. Huge. They drink a lot of wine over there. Also, don't forget about high-end liquor. Remy Martin. Check out Remy Martin. Yeah, I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And that is just VeChain alone. I'm not even talking about their other ecosystem tokens that they have coming on. You have Player. That's for gaming. You have Fahrenheit, that's for the cars and stuff like that, repair shops. We'll see what happens with that. Hopefully something. They've been kind of quiet. What else do you have? You have the one that's doing the animal tracking. Was that Mustang Chain, or did they change their name over to I forget it. I forget their name, but they're doing like the animal tracking and stuff like that. Way cool. What I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. They have what, that Arquette thing where they were doing the little beanie hats. That's like really cool as a proof of concept. You know, hey, tons and tons of stuff. But anyway, this is an XRP video. Okay, I can get distracted on VeChain real easily, but XRP, just to wrap it up, really. No, I'm not worried about it. Let's go here. I'm not worried about it. And that's still on. Oh, that's still on the monthly. Let's go to 4 hours. Yeah. So yeah, huge dump here. Everything dumped. Okay. Don't forget, futures market closed. All right. Futures market's closed. So we could see what happens. Oh, what's this? News. Ethereum dethroned from second place, headed towards 2018. Dethroned? No. Let's go look. CoinMarketCap. Oh, I love CoinMarketCap because it's so slow. Gives me time to absorb it. Lo and behold, as we're talking about it, XRP flipped again. So isn't that awesome? So good job, XRP. And yeah, awesome. Okay, good news. So isn't that really cool? What else? What else? Yeah, today's the day for the fork coming up. That'll be interesting. Get your popcorn out. Anyway, guys, I am checking out. It's that time of day. And hope you have a... Oh, yeah, CISO Alliance. That's it. CISO Alliance. Use ad blocks. The thing is, when I used ad blocks on CMC, the only reason is that I really go to it is because they have the... under the social, they have the Twitter and the Reddit. And when I put on ad blocks, the Reddit doesn't show up. You know, it's a JavaScript thing they have in the background program, and it kind of sucks. But, you know, it's like the convenience. Most of the time I use off-chain. I use that, or CoinGecko, you know. Mainly, though, what I use is this guy here, TradingView. And I like the little ads that come up here of the news because they flash at you, just like we just saw the flipping with Ethereum with XRP. So isn't that cool? So yeah, it just flipped. Yay. Anyway, that's it, guys. Have a wonderful night. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and get notified of the next video. I'm checking out. Have a good one, guys.